what you're charging and what it costs you to produce it. And so,
Well, it's just
I hate
hard
to be
for
the guy that delivers that message, but
a
that's...
city this size with the tax rate that we have to absorb the increases that the departments in this budget have asked for, and I know that's what they need to operate, but for us to come up and have the money to generate that extra money on top of what we're bringing is, we don't have, whether it's to ad valorem taxes or sales tax, it's just not enough to overcome the increases that are being asked for. That's the bottom line.
Well, those are the tough budgetary decisions you guys have to make, and my heart goes out to you, because that's tough to do.
The personnel costs this year alone
I know.
are almost double of what they normally are. To get all these departments up to be competitive, to retain people,
And everybody is, heck, I saw today where my son was putting up billboards around the city, trying to hire police officers and stuff. Everybody, the sheriff's department, Fort Worth, and they're paying a lot more than we are, and they can't attract the people. The military's not getting the people that they need.
no.
No one evidently is. Everybody's got a health warning sign out, and nobody's getting the personnel that they need.
Well, do we understand these people died? I mean, I think sometimes we don't connect the millions of people that died and passed away because of COVID, and then we wonder, you know, why we can't get help. It's, to me, it is not just because people became lazy during the isolation period of COVID. I mean, the people are not there, you know? I mean, I think people forget to connect the dots between those two things, to be quite frank. I mean, they're not there. It's not just that the world is being lazy. A lot of people are, don't get me wrong, but
even though, like, with that being said, a lot of people that are in that age group that can work are the ones that were dying. You have all these people that were 30, 40 years old. A lot of those people died, and those are the ones that you want, you know, because you've got kids in high school and college that they're still there, and they're not out in the public working yet, so we do have to look at all of that. But
do we have to approve this tonight?
You have to approve what for me to post tonight.
Do I?
977.
That's that 0.77708.
Yeah, that's the total tax rate. You also want to include the ad valorem plus the debt rate for a total tax rate.
What does that include, the total tax rate? It's 77.
Yeah, I got it here.
I really am also not comfortable making this decision without everybody here, to be quite frank.
I don't have any choice because I have to post it.
This is a posted bill.
This is a posted amount, but y'all,
You can change.
He can change it.
By law, you have to publish notice certain
just
amount.
say we can post this, and then it'll come down. If, you know, we can bring it down, we just can't go higher than this.
This is the maximum we can go up without a rollback. Is that right, Marvin?
Yeah.
Change it, lower it, or even raise it, but I think what they need now is a number to post, and then we'll have to have another 1 or 2 hearings on it.
no, you'll just have the one.
One more
State
hearing.
law changed.
Okay.
What's the time frame? Is there like a legal time frame that we have to do it in?
Yes, we have to do, our vote on the taxes on September 6th. First, you have to approve your budget, because you're supposed to bring in enough tax to support your budget. So you'll have to do that on the 30th of August, and then you will have your vote on the tax rate on the 6th of September.
We were at the minimum on everything, and this plant come up, I had no problem with this. Considering the property we're sitting on,
money that's earmarked, I have a big problem with 770.
What
I know that gives you a heartburn, but,
I don't know what else to do.
yeah, I know.
What money is earmarked? What do you keep talking about?
Well, earmarked is EDC money,
Oh,
is the TERS money, and the stuff we keep in emergency funds supposedly, and I kind of feel we're in an emergency situation. I don't know if they don't like using it.
Well,
We're in a recession, they don't count the increase in gas, they don't count the increase in food on top of everything that's went up. That doesn't even figure into their statistics anymore. I just don't see how you can keep raising taxes in that situation, when you're sitting on something. If we weren't sitting on something, that'd be different.
when you say sitting on something,
Well, like you got $1.5 million in city reserves, you got EDC funds, you got TERS funds, but
Well,
you gotta touch TERS, but
I understand where you say that 1.5 million, but we don't, I mean, we can go dip into that just like we did the water, and we'll be right down there where
I
we're...
realize where we'll be, but we're at the, those are for emergencies, and we're at that emergency right now. We got a water treatment plant that needs something. And
Well, I'm gonna tell you, like I told the council back then, if you take that below that amount, and something dramatic does
Well,
happen,
something dramatic has happened, that's my point. The water treatment plant is kaput, that is an emergency. I count that as an emergency, no different than if a tornado hit this building, you know? Yeah.
I agree with all that, I really do. I think the only difference that I see in what he's telling us is, if we dip into that, it's gone and we do it, and this...
Not if everything turns around, not if the economy comes around, businesses flourish, and that money comes back, that's what he's saying. We get the water treatment plant, that money starts coming back in. You know, it doesn't, that's what emergency funds are for. I mean, I can't say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't pay my water bill or my electric bill this month because I got this money earmarked for my new boat. I can't do that. And that's what we're doing here.
I hear what you're saying, but even at best, we're looking at probably April, May before that plant even starts generating.
I realize.
We'll be
But it's
almost
still
at budget, next year's budget before it ever starts.
And then we'll all forget about, then next year we'll be sitting here again talking about raising taxes. And then we would have bought this or bought that or redone this building or that building or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like every year we
I
think about
understand what
that.
you're saying, I just know what it's...
I know where you're at.
We've worked 2 years with $400,000 and $500,000 in the water, not sleeping good at night, because we don't even know what's gonna happen with that. And I'd hate to get the general down there, I really would, but...
That's what it's for, though. Emergencies. A tornado hits, are you gonna hate to dip in the general to rebuild a new building?
No, but what happens if a tornado hits after we dip this out now?
Yeah.
You know, what do we got?
That happens, you've got FEMA
Well,
money.
here's the idea, that you've got to adopt something tonight, and what you've got in front of you is what we're characterizing as kind of the worst-case scenario for this year. You know, we can go back, and you tell me, Craig, we're not going to borrow $1.7 million and put, you know, it's because we're only paying interest, it's going to go from $45,000 to $40,000. It's not going to move the needle much on the tax rate. What moves the needle on the tax rate is $100,000, you know, a year. But I could go back and say, okay, we don't need to borrow $1.7 million, we only need to borrow $1.2 million because we're going to take $500,000 out of, you know, some other source of money. We can recalculate the tax rate, but the way this is set up is it's just this year or next year, it's just not going to move. They go from
This is just what you're
0.77 to
proposing.
0.76.
You're just proposing this, that doesn't mean that's what you'll adopt.
Right. This is just public notice, this is what we're thinking. We're going to have a public hearing on it. You guys will deliberate more between now and when you adopt it. And you may have it on your September 6th agenda by state law. You don't have to adopt your rate until September 30th. I mean, you could wait till the last
They
day.
won't work with Tarrant County getting the taxes out though.
Yeah, they won't like you for that.
No.
And I'm not recommending that, but you have a legal ability